Welcome to the 3ds Max Basic Modeling online class. I'm your instructor, Li Ruijing.
Hello everyone, I'm Yibao.
In this stage, we will begin our first project, Token Prop Low Poly Modeling. This project connects to the entry-level tasks of a 3D hand-painted designer in the game industry, focusing on prop low poly modeling.
Teacher, what is a 3D hand-painted model?
A 3D hand-painted model is based on concept art. It transfers the 2D painted content into a 3D software and creates a low poly model. The final deliverables are the model and the texture map. The model represents the structure of the object. The texture map provides the style and color of the model. In this project, we mainly focus on low poly modeling tasks.
Teacher, this is our first time making a model. How do we start blocking?
In previous lessons, we learned two blocking methods for modeling from scratch, using geometric primitives and using splines. Now, let's look at this piece of concept art. Yibao, after looking at the concept art, how do you think we should start blocking it?
This token has many flame-like shapes in its design. It seems we can't find a matching geometric shape among the standard primitives.
That's right. In this lesson, we will teach you the basic technique of using splines to create a prop low poly model. By flexibly using splines together with editable poly functions, we can maintain the form of the prop low poly model, while also optimizing the polygon count.
Teacher, what's the suitable polygon count limit?
You can download the project specification in the course materials and check the specific requirements. It states that the triangle count for this project's low poly model should not exceed 900 triangles.
Teacher, what are the methods to control polygon count?
This brings us to the topology rules for low poly modeling. While keeping the model's structure complete, we need to follow three key points. First, optimize faces. Avoid edge segments that do not contribute to the structure. From this image, we can see two different edge flows on cylinders. Yibao, which cylinder do you think has more polygons?
Teacher, the one on the left has more polygons.
Correct. Because that cylinder has many edge segments that don't affect the structure, which increases the polygon count. Such unnecessary edge segments should not exist in a low poly model. Second, the model must not contain polygons with more than 4 sides. Only quads and triangles are allowed. Third, delete hidden faces. Yibao, look at this image. The face I've selected here, can you see it from the outside?
Teacher, no, I can't.
Exactly, this is a hidden face, and it can be deleted.
I understand. Teacher, after learning these low poly topology rules, I know how to control polygon count now.
Good. Yibao, look at the structure of this token. Are the front, back, left, and right sides the same?
Teacher, yes, they are.
Since the 4 sides are identical in structure, when creating the model, we only need to build 1/4 of it, then mirror this quarter to the front, back, left, and right, and finally attach them together as one model. In the course materials for this project, there is also a virtual simulation of the model. Students can view the completed model online in 360 degrees. This allows us to better understand the model's structure. Now, let's begin the base mesh creation for this project. Since the concept art of this token includes a front view, we can place the front view image in the software viewport as modeling reference. Here is the method. Find plane under standard primitives and create a plane in the front viewport. This plane will be upright in the perspective viewport. The plane's length and width should match the aspect ratio of the token's front view concept art. Its size is 1100 by 1200. In 3ds Max, the dimensions are reversed, so we first input 1200, but 1200 will appear too large. Therefore, we use a length of 120 and a width of 110. This keeps the same proportions. Press F4 to enable edged faces. Set both length and width segments to 1. Then open the folder containing the token's front view image. Drag the image and drop it directly onto the plane in the perspective viewport of Max. Now, the plane displays the concept art. We will use it as reference. According to the project specifications, the model's pivot should be at the center of its bottom, and the X, Y, and Z coordinates should be reset to 0. So for this reference plane, the bottom of the token should be aligned with the X and Z axis origin. The plane should then be moved back along the Y axis, because the model we will create needs to be placed at Y equals 0. Therefore, the reference plane must be shifted backward accordingly to avoid overlapping with the model later. Now, go to the Create panel. Find Splines. Activate Line. Follow the outer contour of the shield, and use corner vertices to trace the silhouette. If the structure has sharper curves, more segments will be needed. Where the shape is smoother, fewer segments are required. When tracing, try to keep the topology optimized with low polygon density. Here, since the edge is fairly straight, no extra segments are necessary. Then continue tracing the inner contour. Once finished, return to the starting point. Click it, and choose Close Spline. Now, go to the Modify panel and switch to Vertex Sub-Object mode. Adjust the positions of some vertices, especially these along the central axis. Select them and reset their X-axis value to 0. The shortcut for resetting a value is hover the mouse over the coordinate spinner, right-click, and the coordinate will reset to 0 instantly. This ensures the model can be mirrored symmetrically along the X-axis later. After these adjustments, right-click and convert the closed spline to editable poly. Now, we have created a flame-shaped polygon. That's all for today's lesson. See you in the next class.